want to talk today a little bit about God's view of who you are as a parent. God has a very, very high view of who you are, of what position parenting plays in the role of a child. And I've heard many psychologists and articles that you'll read in the newspaper and different magazines will downplay the role of parents in children's lives. It's almost as if they take and put in a definition that parenting is an administrative role. I mean, you're just in charge of making sure your child gets to the right piano teacher and gets to the right school and gets the right set of lessons and external impact from different people in their lives. You just become somebody who gets to make out the schedule and make sure they get to where they need to be to get them to the real resources of what's going to influence their lives. That is not the case from God's perspective. You, as a parent, are hand chosen by God to raise a child, to be able to have the Lord then walk into that child's life, and the child can say, "Oh, I recognize you, God, as my father because of how my father has related to me, my earthly father. Oh, God, I recognize you as a good authority figure in my life that I'm not going to chafe at because I saw the benefit from my earthly parents and how they raised me to receive wisdom and direction, and I saw it being life-giving." So you are, in a sense, as a parent, from God's perspective, very much like doing the work of John the Baptist in the scriptures. When it says John the Baptist came into the world and he interacted with people in such a way that his message, his influence in people's lives, it said he was bringing down the mountains, bringing up the valleys, and he was making a straight way, a straight path, an even path for the Lord to be able to walk into their lives. That's who you are as a parent. You are the one who has this child in your arms, has this child in your home, in your life now, and you have been given this unique job by very, very important job by God to prepare the way for this child to understand who he is as God, their Father, and how to relate to him and the kingdom of God in a healthy way so that they can live a successful life, they can live a joy-filled life, they can live a productive life, they can rise up to all of the goodness and potential that has been birthed in them from the very start. So if you take this view of God's view of you as a parent, this very, very, very important job that you have, it begins to, that really is the starting point for where we go in parenting, is to pick up that vision. Because if you pick up that vision and you come into agreement with God about that, then he obligates himself to give you the resources to do the job. He's not going to ask you to do a job as a parent and then not equip you, and then not give you the personal resources, not give you the wisdom and the skill and the ability and the strength and the staying power and the love and all that you need. He obligates himself to be the provider. When he has given you a job, then he obligates himself to give you the resources to do that job well. So it's a wonderful thing, both because to recognize this vision of who you are as a parent. One, because it's going to just give you this high vision that will keep you strong and energized. You can just pay a great price for something that you know is tremendously valuable. So you're not going to get taken out of the saddle by little things going, it's just too hard. I'm tired of it. I can't wait to just get my kids out of the house. I mean, those points of exhaustion, those points of sort of faltering in your parenting, those are minimized when you connect with the high vision that God has given you. Vision gives you strength to do the job, and that vision now in a supernatural way hooks you up to God in agreement now that you also have provision. You have the resources in him to do the job. So my commendation to you today is to be sure and pick up that high vision that matches God's about who you are as a parent to your children.